can't be free. Everybody wanna judge, say I'm a thug, I'm a player, I'm a simple, why I can't be me? When I walk up in the store, all the Karens get to staring at me. Put my heart in my music, it's still on my sleeve. Everybody been portrayed.
So fam, what's the word? It's your boy Spiritual Trey, and it is now officially episode 30 of the Soulful Thoughts blog. 30 episodes in, family. Y'all know your boy lit. But anyways, we ain't gonna dwell on that too much because we got a long road ahead of us anyway, right? This is just a small milestone. Now today, we gonna be talking about dimensions. The 9 dimensions. Yes, it is only 9 dimensions. I know y'all have seen thousands of videos with people talking about dimensions. Everybody got their own little interpretation of what a dimension is. It's always some type of spookism behind it, you feel me? Just like with astral projection and speaking on the astral realm or anything with spirituality nowadays, to be honest, people always just got to add some spookism to it, right? So as y'all know, lately on the channel, I just been coming adding logic to all of the, you feel me, all of the spiritual topics that got too much spookism to them. I've been coming on the channel and just adding more logic on how to think about these topics when we look at them. Now today, it's all about dimensions. First things first, when you think dimension, I want y'all to think perspective. Why? Because life is nothing but perspective, right? Your perspective is what forms your world. You feel me? Is how you see whatever world you are in, right? So when you think dimensions, think perspective, right? Now, what is this universe made of, both metaphysically and physically? We know that the universe is nothing but what? 3 things: spirit, mind, and body, right? That's all this universe is. You got the spirit realm, which is the nothing that's creating all the somethings within it. You got the mental realm, the metaphysical world. Then you got the physical world. Feel me? The spirit, the mind, and the body. Whether it's a planetary body or the physical bodies that live within a planetary body. Or if we talking about the universal body overall. You know, we got solar galactic, what they call them galaxies. We got galactic bodies, solar system bodies. Whatever the fuck the body is, so spirit, mind, and body is what this universe consists of, right? So let's add some logic to what the hell dimensions actually are. If we know there's nothing beyond the mind other than the spirit, where in that is the dimensions? Obviously within the mind, right? You feel me? All of this, we perceive life, we create life with the mind, right? So obviously dimensions exist within the mind, obviously, right? So the mind has multiple dimensions to it, multiple perspectives that we can tap into, right? Remember, when you think dimension, think perspective. Life is perspective. So what are the 9 perspectives that a spirit can tap into? And I challenge anyone to battle me on this. I guarantee after the end of the video, y'all will say that all of this make perfect sense. Now, let's talk about the 9 dimensions. Let's talk about first dimensional perspective. What is first dimensional perspective? Well, what is first person? What do you think of when you think of the number 1? Individual, right? Individuality, right? So first person perspective or first dimensional perspective is thinking about self, the wants and needs, desires of self. Whenever you are in your survivalistic self mind state, you're thinking about what you want and need and going after whatever you personally want or need. So that's first dimensional perspective. What's second dimensional perspective? The number 2 deals with relation, right? Relatability. So second dimensional perspective is when you start to relate your individual self with another individual. 2 individuals, 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? So when 2 individuals are relating, those 2 individuals are in their second dimensional bodies at the moment. They're using, because remember, the mind is like a body for the spirit. It's like a world for the spirit. You can use the mind in thousands of allegories, you feel me? For now, we just gonna say body. The mind is like a body for the spirit, the same way the flesh is like a body for your mind. The mind is what gives your spirit an appearance. Your chakras have colors to them, right? That's what gives your spirit the appearance. Other spirits can't see you if you don't have a mind. You'll just be part of space. So, yeah, when you in your second dimensional body, you are viewing life in a wanting to relate type of perspective. to a certain individual specifically. What's third dimensional perspective? What is the third dimension? The third dimension is the physical realm, right? The physical realm and what's going on within this physical realm. Individuals relating with other individuals, right? Whether it's individual groups relating with other groups or just individuals relating with other individuals. We are all reacting and acting upon each other to form this physical reality. Not just humans, all of the species that's coming together to create this collective reality that we call Earth. So, what's third dimensional perspective? When you're responding to the environment, whether it's you wanting something from the material world or you allowing yourself to be a product of the environment, whether you're just a kid trying to fit in with friends or whether you at work trying to fit in with the work environment because it's a certain culture that your boss has set there. We all get into our third dimensional perspective, our third dimensional bodies, when we start reacting with the environment in a way of wanting something from it or wanting to resonate within the environment. You feel me? So that's third dimensional perspective. Now what's fourth dimensional perspective? Now we rising above the environment, right? Now we stepping into the mental realm. What's fourth dimensional perspective? Fourth dimensional perspective is when you're analyzing from a logical standpoint your physical environment. It's just that simple. Whenever you sitting back just analyzing your physical environment, the way they think, the way they act, from a logical standpoint, you're in your fourth dimensional body at the moment. As you know, you're viewing life from a fourth dimensional perspective. What's the fifth dimensional perspective? When you analyzing your physical environment from a more emotional perspective. You know, when you starting to respond emotionally to your environment, trying to come up with a decision on if you resonate internally, intuitively with your environment. You feel me? This don't necessarily got to be people. You can be analyzing certain information that's common within your environment, like a religion or a gang that you might be thinking about involving yourself into. You know, something like that. Any type of information or a group of people, anything within your environment, once you start analyzing that from a logical and emotional standpoint, you're using your fourth and fifth dimensional energies at the moment, which is going to form your sixth dimensional perspective. Remember, the sixth dimension is the mental realm. The fourth and the fifth dimension are your thoughts and feelings coming together to form your own personal mental realm. So whatever you're paying attention to at the moment, whatever you're analyzing within your environment, is forming your sixth dimensional realm. Whether you analyzing, like I say, analyzing religions and you coming up whether you agree with them or not, and eventually you make your decision on whether you want to be in religion or if you want to choose a certain spiritual system or whatever spiritual system you decide on is what's going to form your sixth dimension in that space. Whether you analyzing a spiritual system, what type of foods you like, what type of people you want in your life or not, whatever you're paying attention to at the moment is what's forming your sixth dimensional self at that moment. You feel me? That's what's forming your mental realm at the moment, whatever you're paying attention to. So that's sixth dimensional perspective, whatever you're paying attention to at the moment with your fourth and fifth dimensional perspectives, your thoughts and feelings. Now, what's seventh dimensional perspective? Seventh dimension is when you get to the seventh through ninth dimensions, that's when you're elevating above a certain mindset that you have been indulged into. Now, seventh dimensional perspective is when you start to analyze a mind that you have been indulged into from a logical standpoint. Seeing if that mind is something that you should continue to indulge into, if it actually makes logical sense for you to stay indulged into that mind and continue on the path that you want to go on. Eighth dimensional perspective is your higher feelings about that mindset that you have been indulged into for whatever period of time. You feel me? When you start to, whatever decision you start to come up with, when you start to emotionally decide if you resonate with whatever mindset that you have been indulged into, and if it actually resonates with the journey that you're trying to go into. So your higher thoughts and feelings, your highest thoughts and feelings are your seventh and eighth dimensional perspectives, which forms through experience the ninth dimensional perspective. After you start to analyze a mindset that you have been indulged into, because remember, some type of experience has to happen for you to even spark the idea to even change yourself, for you to even decide that you need to change. some type of experience need to happen, right? So you can't get to the 7th through 9th dimension without experiencing. So that's why it's so damn bad to stay in the house and not experience life. You feel me? Now, after that certain experience happens that makes you feel like you need to change, you start to analyze the mindset that you have been indulged into, right? From a logical and emotional standpoint. And from that observation, hopefully it leads to the 9th dimensional perspective, which is wisdom. You start to learn from mistakes you've made in the past, right? You start to come up with better ideas on how to approach life in a more logical standpoint. You feel me? You become wise. And that's what does the number 9 equate to? Wisdom, right? Exactly. Everything I'm saying really makes sense if y'all really think about this shit. We all know this shit already. I'm really not teaching y'all. I'm reminding y'all. As spirits, we already know this information. It's just we wasn't taught this shit in school, so we ended up forgetting. But the 9 dimensions are all, remember, all of this shit, the whole physical realm manifested from the metaphysical realm, which is the mental realm. And the spirits, us as spirits, created the mental realm. How do we know that? Can't you change your mind right now? You can change that motherfucker around anytime you want to, don't it? Can't you? Now, yes, we do let our mind take control sometimes when we on autopilot specifically. But when we decide that enough is enough, we can change the fuck out of our mind, don't we? That's proof that we control and create our minds as spirits. Who is that observing your thoughts and feelings? So don't let nobody convince you that there's some type of world out there that's outside of our minds as a collective. All dimensions exist within the mind, and we tap into them every day. Spiritual Trey signing out. Remember, you are not your damn mind. You created it and are still observing it to this damn day. Episode 30, gang. Love y'all, family.
Feel no evil, see no evil but peep it. I don't aim for the stars, I want leeches. And the snake spawn, I'ma kill the whole species. Rest in peace to all the peaceful preaching. The youngest wildin', but they say they evil, that's kinda reaching. Who really controlling the way you thinking? Find the truth.